So today I get to see you on Zoom. Don't forget, we have two Zooms. One is going to be at 10 and the other one's at 1. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you. Don't forget, when we Zoom, we're going to keep you muted so that um, there's not a lot of background noise, and then we'll unmute you as we go to talk. In our conversation today, we're going to try to have a topic to see how that goes, and that's going to be what we did over spring break. So kind of think about maybe what you want to share. Okay, so yesterday we left off with Chase is now going to trial because of the whole incident with the Medal of Honor and the whole incident at the nursing home, and he took all the blame so that Bear and Aaron didn't have to take any. And you have heartbroken Mr. Solway and a bunch of other people heartbroken right now about the whole situation. So I'm going to pick up where we left off. I don't know how valuable it is to him either. He can't remember any of what he did to win. He blanked it out in the way I blanked out my whole past. Dad shrugs. Even if I can't remember it, it still happened. I love the kid. Oh, wait a second. We read that yesterday. Sorry. Skip that part. All right, this is today. I hear my mom drawing a tremulous breath as we enter the courtroom. My dad puts an arm around my shoulders. Believe it or not, I don't even shrug it off. Right now, I need all the support I can get. When I take my first look around, I almost lose it. Everybody's here. Brendan and Kimmy are sitting with a video club, along with a lot of the kids from school. I can see Coach Davenport and a group of football players, Joey and Landon, and some others. Miss D'Elia is there too, along with several of my teachers in the front row. I'm shocked to find Shoshana, Joel, and their parents. Shoshana catches me looking at her and quickly turns her head. I'm blown away. I already know I'm not the most popular guy in Hiawassee, but the fact that so many people despise me and so much they take time of their day to come and watch me get sentenced to juvie is the most painful thing I've ever had to face. All that's missing is the stocks, so the angry mob can throw rotten vegetables at me. Judge Garfinkel comes in, spends a few minutes reviewing the case file while I sit there and stew. Oh, I remember now. He turns his sharp gaze at me. Young man, I told you that if I ever saw you in my courtroom again, things would go very hard with you. What do you have to say for yourself? Mr. Landau starts to get up, and while he's buttoning his jacket, I reply, Nothing, Your Honor. I don't remember why I stole Mr. Solway's medal. I wouldn't do it today, but I definitely did it then. The judge nods gratefully. I appreciate your honesty. You're making my job easier, if not more pleasant. I have some character witnesses who would like to be heard, Mr. Landau announces, if it pleases the court. Judge Garfinkel sighs. Proceed. Mom goes first, dripping enough tears to warp the wood of the witness stand. Her main message is what a difficult child I used to be and now how much I've changed since my accident. She spends a lot of time talking about how seriously injured I was and how long I was unconscious. This comes from Mr. Landau's carefully coaching, but Judge Garfinkel looks about as easy to persuade as one of those giant stone heads on Easter Island. Dad's next. And I'm amazed at some of the things he says. I thought all that he cared about was that I'm a chip off the old block, but he only mentions football once. What kid doesn't act like he's got it all figured out when he's Chase's age? Even so, getting to know my son the way he is now, I almost wish someone had pushed me off a roof when I was 13. I'm stunned. The very best part of my father's 48 years was the time he spent in middle and high school. He considered himself to have been the ultimate athlete, hotshot, and big man on campus. He has never, not once, allowed me for even the remotest possibility that his youth was anything less than perfect, until today, when he thought it might help me. Dr. Cooperman comes up to confirm that my head trauma was as serious as we say it was, enough to bring on amnesia and enough to cause a personality change. Judge Garfinkel frowns. And the personality change is permanent? It's impossible to tell, the doctor admits. In many ways, we know more about outer space than we do about the innermost workings of the human brain. But there's every reason to believe that Chase is a new person. As Dr. Cooperman steps down, the bailiff reads the name of the next character witness. Shoshana Weber. What? I'm frozen in my chair. That has to be a mistake. But no. Shoshana's gotten up and is headed to the stand. I tug on Mr. Landau's sleeve. No, I hiss. This character witness thinks I'm a subhuman garbage. She's still avoiding eye contact with me, but there's an intense expression on her face. She's a girl on a mission, and I know exactly what the mission is. To bury me. She doesn't say anything, just sits there, steam building inside her like a boiler about to explode. Not good. Oh, this is so not good. Miss Weber, prompts the judge. I know Chase is guilty, she begins. He's guilty of a lot of things, but he's done a lot of good things too. He's trying, even if it isn't always succeeding. Judge Garfinkel clears his throat. Young lady, the purpose of your character witness is to vouch for character, not to point out his faults. I was getting to the part, she tells him. The big question is, what kind of person is Chase going to be now? He gave the medal back. That's a plus. But there are minuses too, like at school when he lied to cover up for his old friends. I'm not saying that to make him look bad. I'm trying to give you a totally fair picture of Chase today. Thanks to falling off the roof, he's been given a chance to restart his whole new life. Maybe it hasn't been perfect. She struggles for the right words. I'm silently pulling for her not to find them. I'm grateful that she doesn't seem to hate me as much as before, but this isn't helping. And the judge prods. I was harder on Chase than anybody else, she explains. And some of that was justified and some wasn't. I guess what I mean is, if I have faith that he's going to turn out okay, you can take it to the bank. And I'm amazed to say this, but I know he'll be a good person. Huh? It wasn't the kind of testimonial Mr. Landau was hoping for, but it was absolutely honest. For sure, I wasn't expected to hear the words good person coming from Shoshana, not when she's talking about me. Don't get me wrong. If the Webers forgive me, that would be a humongous weight lifted off my shoulders. Mostly, though, I'm confused. This isn't going at all the way I expected. That's admirable of you to say, Miss Weber, Judge Garfinkel comments from the bench. But isn't that what this hearing is about? Chase is changed with the theft of a Medal of Honor belonging to Mr. Julius Solway, which nobody denies happened. Not even Chase himself. Okay, guys. Leaving you off on a cliffhanger again. So we'll have to find out what happens, if there are any more character witnesses, and actually the change of Shoshana throughout the book. Like, her character has really, really changed. She's not letting him off the hook, so she's not being easy on him, but she's kind of being a little interesting with her sticking up for him in a roundabout way, but truthfully. So we'll have to see. Don't forget, we have that Zoom meeting, one at 10 and one at 1, and Mrs. Doss and I are so excited to get on here and see you guys, and we hope you're doing well, and we miss you. See ya.